What's good, family? I have missed you all so much, and I know it's been a little bit. You've missed me too, but that's what I'm here for. It's time for another family therapy session, and I like it when y'all act this way. I must say that when you guys act the way that y'all have been acting in regards to Hovey and Sierra, my gosh, y'all are the reason why I got into doing what I'm doing in the first place. But there's some other things that I want to talk about first. And I just want to know how y'all feel. There's a lot of madness going on. And you know what? I must be honest. It's not just the Chriatian hip hop fans. This whole world has gone crazy over the past little bit. I mean, Kendrick Lamar decided it was a good idea to run back his diss record 7 times back to back. And you know what really pisses me off about that whole situation? It's not even a fact of like what they're getting into or whatever issues that they have with each other. It is very telling of you niggas who was rocking with Drake at some point. And I know you feel like that I'm going, just off on this rant, but I'm not. I want you guys to stay with me. This is one of the many things that I wanted to talk to you guys about. Again, remember, this is family therapy session. This is anything that has been irritating me or bothering me. I want to come to you guys. I want to talk. That way y'all can let me know if I'm tripping or not. Okay? So when it comes to the Kendrick Lamar and Drake situation and Kendrick playing his diss record against Drake 6 times back to back, 48, whatever you want to say. I look at all the niggas that's celebrating and all the people that's happy and who's rocking and bobbing their heads and really singing lyrics word for word. And it's real telling of you niggas who once rode for Drake so hard. Here is a man who has given you countless classics, and just because he just so happened to lose a battle, oh, how quickly we forget that he has literally supplied you all with seasonal hits. Look, he only has 1 loss on his record, and that's from this situation. And that's no means to abandon ship. That's no means to turn your back on the man once known as Drizzy Drake, now famously known as BBL Drizzy. But that's not the point. That is not the case. There are plenty of people in history who have ones on their record when we're talking about losses, and you haven't lost any respect for them. So why must you turn your back on Drake? I get it. Everybody wants to talk about, oh, well, he doesn't really write his raps, and oh, he was just violated, he lost, and everything. I get those points. Those points are very valid. However, this is still Drake. This is the guy that has supplied you all with plenty of records when Kendrick would go inactive. This is still the guy that has one of the most classic records. And if you're reading this, it's too late. This is still that guy, and yet you non-believers have turned your back on Mr. Graham. When you were just a few weeks ago rapping every single lyric of his. I'm talking about you, Mr. James, the GOAT that is LeBron James, King James, NBA royalty, seemed to be enjoying that Kendrick concert just a little bit too much. If I'm not mistaken, doesn't Drake have a tattoo of Mr. James? He's proved his undoubted loyalty to him. He's shown his unwavering support, like even being the ambassador for the Toronto Raptors. He still was not ashamed of Lay James. And so to see you at this concert and enjoying yourself as much as you have been, this is where I say I'm sick of you niggas. All of y'all, I've been watching, all of y'all are doing the exact same thing. Y'all were just Drake fans a week ago. I can't trust y'all. I can't trust y'all at all. Because if y'all willing to do that, it's becoming more. Now, a lot of the topic is upon Kendrick saying that he brought the whole coast together. Saying that he had different gangs and different affiliates and different sections at the end of this song that is dissing that Drizzy Drake fella. People caught a little bit of an issue with that. And there's two sides of this. There are some of these people who are saying, you know what? Yes, he did. Someone being from where he's from. Someone who looks like me. Someone who has been through what I've been through. Seen what I have seen. This, yes, is a huge moment for not hip-hop. And on one side, you can't say that it's a huge moment for hip-hop because ain't nobody died yet from this beef. Matter of fact, I just saw that Florida rapper by the name of Fulio, who I've seen around a little bit, was just shot during his 26th birthday. I didn't dive deep enough into it to know what this is from. However, I do understand that with it being Florida and with the rap politics out that way, I can only imagine what that may be. But in this situation, no rapper died, no rapper was shot, nobody was really threatened. I mean, I understand the whole Drake situation happened with a security guard, but nobody was really threatened. So in that vein, yes, this is a huge moment for hip-hop. But for those who don't understand how massive this is for gang politics and California politics, that someone like a Kendrick Lamar, who is LA through and through, Compton to be exact, through and through, this is a huge deal that while some can blame concern or say that, yeah, but it took this and a whole nother rapper to do this, hey, call it what it is. Again, like I said, nobody got hurt. Kendrick Lamar's wife was there, or fiance was there enjoying the show with everybody else, regardless of the allegations for which Sir Graham put forth. Regardless of any of that, she is standing by and showing her support even during the diss, even during the bop that is Not Like Us. So this moment that united these people, it's not about what it was over, I guess you could say. It's the fact that someone like a Kendrick Lamar was able to show the respect that he receives, or the respect that he has on the West Coast, by gathering these people from different hoods together. I could see why people would see a problem with this. When you can see past the emotion on whose side you're on in regards to this, you can see that this was a really big situation. Now, does this go past the record? Does this go past what we actually saw? I mean, he made his claim. He said what he said. He said this is bigger than what you all are seeing right now. If you truly understood what's really happening right here, then you would understand and truly get this moment. But does this extend past the record? I personally feel like that a lot of the niggas was just excited to be up there. I mean, come on. Seeing people like Russell Westbrook and DeMar DeRozan having a great time, not mad at that. And I guess at some point, Russ was banging rolling 60s or banging Crip. And I've seen different documentaries on DeMar repping as well, heavily when he was in Toronto. But that's not their life right now. Like, that's not their reality right now. They're multi-million-dollar NBA players. But they were just excited to be on stage with Kendrick, the hottest rapper in the game, literally right now. Nigga, I done heard They Not Like Us at churches. I done heard They Not Like Us at grocery stores, on radio stations that normally don't even play black radio. Like, this moment is a huge moment within hip-hop in general, that two of the rappers that set in that God tier status were able to go bar for bar, record for record. People are just going to want to be a part of that moment. People are just going to want to say, I know where I was when this happened. And so I don't believe that Russ and DeMar were the only ones that were in this moment and just excited to be on that stage. I think I've seen a Big Boy as well to be excited to be on this stage. So maybe this doesn't extend past the record, but this shows the work that these artists, I know Nipsey Hussle was one, a big advocate for, you know what I'm saying, trying to bring good within these neighborhoods, trying to give them access to more things than what they would normally have access to. And there are plenty of rappers and plenty of programs and plenty of people that are doing work to try and stop the senseless gang violence, to try to stop the beef. It's pretty ironic that in a beef that he had, he chose to show the world what unity actually looks like and what putting aside your differences actually look like. It's pretty ironic. But then again, in a very Kendrick Lamar type of way, it's very poetic at the same time. Like, what? Do we take this and be like, you know what? It's just a song. Like, I don't even really hate Drake like that. Or was it the moment that they jumped on each other's families that led to this being more than what it is? But that moment was a huge moment for the West Coast. That was a huge moment for hip-hop. There was a huge moment for different sets, and this is what they made it look like. And this may extend past the song. I believe that Kendrick has a pulse on the culture. Kendrick has his ear to the streets. Kendrick probably speaks to these people at least just to check in every now and again, just to say that he hasn't forgot. And so his respect from them goes a long way. And maybe he has been having these conversations, so this was a building block or a building point upon those moments that he's had, and they have given us this moment. Call it what you want, but I think it's dope. Now, does him going 6 times with the record make it even worse for Drake? I don't know. I mean, Drake seems to be enjoying himself to the record as well. He's performing it at shows. That and BBL Drizzy. It's that much of a hit, and that's the way to show that you are unbothered. But as my brother told me, Drake needed this shot at his ego. Drake's not even from here. That's what everybody's going off of, and that's why they're saying that this was never going to go the way that people thought it was going to go, because people are rallying behind the person from American soil versus the guy from Canada who's cosplaying. Not saying they don't have real gangs out in Canada. I'm sure that they do. Not saying that they don't have a real street life in Canada. This is not just a national thing, guys. This is a global situation. But because Clarence has both his parents, and both his parents have a really good marriage, this is the public perception that we all have come to, or that a lot of people have come to. And this is why people say that this was dead in the water, especially at this moment. He's not taking offense to it, so y'all shouldn't either. But oftentimes, the little baby stepbrother of hip-hop, the one that a lot more people are starting to talk about. Y'all gotta get off them damn remixes. Damn, y'all gotta get off of them. Yo, I'm just calling it what it is. But what often happens in these situations is that we find a way to make it about us. And one of the posts, or one of the things that I saw, was from our very own Drelo. Shouts out to him and his Invasion tour. I think there's even like where he constantly travels city to city and has multiple artists, and it's a way to break and showcase multiple artists. It's really doing a lot of work. But he said, you know, this was a huge moment, and I've never seen CHH do anything like this. And of course my initial response was something like that. But of course my initial response was like, here we go. Here we go again. Yep, we still here. Obviously, it's something that has been going on. You're going to have two sides of the Christian hip-hop fence, guys. You're going to have those that do it with all zeal and without wavering and are not going to bend any rules because they're the ones who want to reach, more of those, hardcore, send everybody to hell that's not doing the right thing. Like, those people are needed. Those are the ones that capture the real young, very first, there's nothing better than this, maybe never even seen outside of the church fans, right? You're gonna have the other side that's just like, yo, all these fake rules and all these things that y'all trying to make people do that say you can't do music unless you do it this way. You can't do Christian music unless you do it this way. Them niggas is lames. And I'm going to do it my way. And it's going to be for who it's for. And I really don't care. Right? And that oftentimes feeds the people in the streets. Those who are battling coming. Those who are battling going back. Those who don't want to lose themselves fully, or are afraid to lose themselves, so they ain't quite got on the train. Those that go through real life issues, and not saying that the other side doesn't, because they definitely do. There's music for those people who just call on God and it'll be all right. Those are great. But then you have the other side as well that's like, hey, I've tried that and it feels like he's not there. Like, both sides are needed, but those sides are two sides that will never agree. They never will agree. Now, I think that you can look at somebody like a KB, a Triple E, maybe even a Miles Minnick. I've had multiple conversations with Miles Minnick. Those are the people where it's like 1K Few, where it's like, well, no, not few, my bad. But those are the ones that are like, hey, I'm hardcore Christian. I'm Bible all day, yet I understand what you're talking about and what you're going through is real. Like, I'm not dismissing that. So there are some of those people that look back and can kind of see it from both sides. But for the most part, both of these people or both of these sides hardly ever agree. And it's not just the fans, it's the artists that are bickering and that are having these issues. Now, I would say, he says that, you know, why can't we ever do that? Maybe one day, right? But I'm to say that these situations, maybe not in a grand scheme for what you would want it to be, have happened. But these situations definitely happen. I mean, think no further than his own tour. His tour is made up of different artists from different backgrounds that have different viewpoints on how one should make music. He'll have a few, a Miles Minnick and a Caleb Gordon on the same type of tour, who all make music differently, who all connect to their audiences differently. And this is the type of tour that he does. So he's already doing it and bringing different fans of different sides together. Now, that's never been, I guess, an issue for fans to come together. They're going to come to see their favorite artist. But if anybody was going to put on a show where they put on, or they'll have Hovey and Lil Baby perform on the same stage, that would be his tour, the Invasion Tour. That would be these moments where you bring all these viewpoints together. I don't think it's ever going to be 100%. I don't think it's ever going to be a situation where you have everybody together at once and it's all perfect harmony. Why? Because we don't need that. We need people to respect other people's opinions. We need people to respect and want to see other people's viewpoints. We need people not tearing each other down just because the way that they may be moving is a little bit different from yours. You know, a lot of times, a lot of this stuff that y'all are jumping on other people about is strictly for you. A lot of times this is something that you've gotten placed within your spirit or placed within your vision for you, not for nobody else. And there is no way that if everybody does it the exact same way, if everybody does it for the exact same thing, if everybody uses the exact same bait, there are corners of this great world that you aren't going to reach because they just did it your way. See, I think a lot of times what people forget is that music in itself is art. And there's not one way to make art. We don't like Michelangelo because of Picasso. We don't like Timbaland because of Ye. Things are made to be different. Things are made to evolve. Things are made, especially when we're talking about art, to change, to be precious in the sight of the beholder, to catch everyone for which its purpose was to catch. So this dream that we're all going to be in a kumbaya isn't going to happen. Isn't it famous? So what is it? Iron sharpens iron, right? For us to have these, we have to have these difference of opinions. We have to in order to have these difference of conversations, or in order to have these one-on-ones, you don't get those if everybody is believing and doing the same thing. So again, I don't believe that this will ever happen. If it does, cool, but I just don't believe that it's necessary, because what's working is what's working. I want to know what you all think. Did Kendrick Lamar really make a big difference by uniting people together during a hate session? Let me know what you all think. Put it in the comments. Hit that like button. Hit that red subscribe button. Yes, sir.